Fuck you. Okay, guys, I think we're live. I think we're live, so whoever's watching, thank you for joining me. We will be talking about the hurricane, the catastrophic tropical or Hurricane Dorian. It is a Category 5, nothing but, anything but a tropical storm. Here's a satellite imagery. It's still trying to load exactly, but you can see there is Hurricane Dorian. It's getting closer and closer to Florida. The latest models are showing it not hitting Florida. They're showing that miss, that curve. But you can see there are already some thunderstorms starting to hit Florida. Some rain, you can see right there, some Lake Okeechobee, I think that's his name. And some definite impacts are already getting felt. But it made landfall across the Bahamas, and I mean, look at that. That is just so well defined. You can see the activity of thunderstorms around that center. It's very intense, very strong. Whoa, 31 viewers. Hello, guys. Wow, thank you. Hello, Ronald Martinez. It's gonna hit Florida. We will have to see about that. Not 100% sure about that. Twisted Weather, hello. Joe, hello. Josh Hurst, hello. Xander, Hurricane Dorian is incredible. That may still be strengthening. Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know exactly if it's gonna, if it's peak right now, because if you recall, a couple weeks back we were looking, or I think it was like Monday. Today is Sunday. It was like Monday of their week, and it was supposed to be a tropical storm. That's all it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be a hurricane. It was supposed to, dissipate. It was supposed to go over Puerto Rico, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, those islands, and not really able to strengthen. But it went further to the north, which allowed it to get over warmer waters and out of the land, out of the hilly side, and before we knew it, it was a Category 5, but yesterday even it was forecasted, possibly a Category 5, and now it's 185, I think, as the latest update. If we go to Hurricane Dorian on the National Hurricane Center, you can see that we have a hurricane up until at least Wednesday afternoon, if not longer, and you can still see that Florida is possibly still gonna get hit. There is, the uncertainty is still there. It's still great. However, we still could miss or see Florida. We'll just have to see. Again, this cone is not where the impacts are gonna be. This cone is exactly where the center could track. So, I mean, according to this graphic on the National Hurricane Center, which I advise you, anyone that's watching right now and lives in the path of this storm, possible path of this storm, go to this website, nationalhurricanecenter.noaa.gov. It is a very that's what you should be making your plans off of. I'm just here kind of to convey the information to more people. But you could see possibly a major hurricane hitting parts of Florida, and you can see again, the cone, according to this, could travel up through central Florida and into South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, or according to this, it could not even be close to shore and be off, maybe produce rip currents. But again, this is just the probable path of the storm center, but does not show the size of the storm. The impacts could be felt way outside of this. I mean, they could be felt in Kentucky if it takes them for this westward track. So let's look at some of the models right now, and let me look at some of this. Let me look at some of these questions here. Is West Palm Beach okay right now? Yes, but we'll have to see what happens, in the future. We may, we may see that go down quickly. I was watching David and David show. Yeah, we'll just have to see. It is if you were to look at the satellite, I mean, you can see it seems as if it's barreling straight for Florida, but it's right around this time where it's gonna start taking this turn, and you can see the impacts right there. Some thunderstorms are already, some showers already hitting northern Florida, southern Florida. The whole state of Florida is under some impacts. And notice how also, if this could, kind of slow down, you could see how there's you can see it's kind of the sun is already setting on this part of the world. It's getting darker way over here, and that's why the satellite's not picking up. But look at that band of showers right there. Notice that is one of the outer rings of the storm, and that it's actually producing. I mean, you can see the storm is way out here, possibly like 400. I'm guessing, I'm eyeballing this, maybe like 300 miles off the shore, the center of it. You can see, though, there's a big thunderstorm complex right in southwestern Florida, and that's associated with this hurricane, and that is producing some big storms over there. So this thing is just a beauty in terms of meteorological data, and in terms of, it's a look for meteorology. But I mean, this could definitely be turned into a pretty nasty, turn from beauty. I mean, it would be nice if it could just stay off the coast. No one would get impacted. But unfortunately, that already hasn't happened. The Bahamas have been already impacted by that immensely. And you can see there they are, right there. They're basically getting hammered right now. It gets so awfully close to Florida. It's scary, and this is the first time I'm seeing these images, so I don't know what exactly this is, going to show. So yeah, basically. Oh, wow, so this gets insanely close to Florida, and you can see the pressure goes up, so that tells us that as the pressure goes up, the strength goes down. That's an indirect relationship, and usually that's what occurs, and you can see that it's at 9:39, still very strong, probably Category 4, strong Category 4, maybe extremely strong Category 3 right here, and you can see that the winds are still impacting. This is 64 miles. I think this is knots, right? Yeah, it is. So this is still probably hurricane strength anywhere in that purple. You're getting so close to Florida, so that is definitely, something to be, scared about if you live in Florida. Has a potential to cause destructive damage. So, this is definitely something not to be taken lightly. If we go to the other models, I apologize, this is taking a very slow time to load these weather models, so I do apologize if this is lagging, because the Wi-Fi is not really that good I have, but hopefully we'll get that fixed soon. This is a different model, and it shows us a longer range, and you can see, yeah, this one actually has it making landfall on Florida. You can see right there around the Wednesday, Tuesday time frame. So that would not be good, but once it does, basically, I think it has it weakening, possibly. So, I mean, this is just one model run. This one has it hit Florida. This would actually be better outcome, because you can see it stays by that shoreline kind of for a while, and by the time it does landfall, it's been already weakened by the land. So that is something to keep in mind. But let's look at one of the major models. Let's look at the GFS and see what it's showing, and let's see if this could, if this could load. You can see the GFS has a different outcome. It has this one by North Carolina, while that one had it way inland. Let's see what this one shows. Again, I apologize. It's probably taking a very long time to load. That's what this is. It takes a long time to load. Do you think I should keep an eye out for Dorian since I live in New England? Yes, you definitely should. I think you definitely should keep an eye out for it. That is a definite. It may not be a hurricane, it may not even be a tropical storm, but it still will be producing probably heavy rain, even if it's within 100 miles of the coast. Heavy rain and heavy winds, and again, this isn't loading, but hopefully we'll get this to load. I think there's 3 slides that have loaded. So this one does have it making. You can see, though, the hurricane strength, the winds are still impacting the coastal areas very strongly. This is still would produce a lot of rain. Most of it would stay off coast, but then look, this one has actually hitting North Carolina and possibly strengthening a tad, but not, nothing back, it seems, into a Category 5. Still need to prepare if you live in Florida. If you live, obviously, if you live on the western coast of Florida, you need to prepare less, but you can still see that the rain and the winds you will still feel the impact, just not as greatly as the east coast, obviously. And you can see this is a tropical storm force wind probabilities, and up to, not that will be too big of an issue for Florida, mainly because it may not even, landfall on Florida, may not even hit it, so that the impacts, the tornadoes are usually closer to like the closer to the stronger part of the hurricane, so that doesn't seem too much of a problem, especially since again it won't be really directly impacting them. But I say directly, not impacting, meaning by landfall, but you will literally see direct impacts by wind and heavy rain. Let's go to the GFS model, and I want to see if I could show you some up to 15 to 20 inches of rain with this, but the coastline area is still bound to receive around a foot of rain, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. But then look, North Carolina, South Carolina, where it possibly makes landfall according to the GFS, could still see horrendous amounts of rain, which would be plenty enough to cause flooding. Also, if you live in the Northeast and you're wondering about this, let's take a look at this. Hopefully this will get to load, and it's going to load any second now. Now let's take this one slide back. Come on. Well, I do apologize about that. It's taking quite a long time to go. Can't see its video. It's freezing. Yeah, it's not the best quality. I do apologize, guys, but I'm trying to do my best here. Will, can you say that? Hey, the kid meteorologist. What's up? Hi, Skeleton Master Roblox. New. Yeah, I'm having that same problem. Yeah, I apologize, guys. No, I think I'll be wrapping this up to a finish here soon. I've tried doing what I can about this. We could look at the arrival time of the winds. You can see this gives you a tropical storm force winds, and you can see that by tomorrow in the morning, 8 a.m. already across Florida, southeastern Florida, closer to the center. And yeah, okay, here's the U.S. rainfall probabilities. Yeah, you could see some areas are between that 6 to 10 inch range. And if you, this one is a combination of the European model and the GFS and several others, so it doesn't have that direct landfall for North Carolina, but still probably, I guess, it's a whole mess. But you'll just have to keep your eyes on it and this is just my opinion on it or my info. Go to the National Hurricane Center for proper information. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you all guys in the next episode. See ya.